do something you want to do, which is completely normal, but they make you feel like a freak for doing it. It's just not okay. And my parents not emotionally supporting me, checking in on me, or even giving a damn when I told them I had been suicidal and depressed as just barely an adult shows the unbelievable lack of common empathy that even the lowest of human beings should have. And the reason why I didn't confront my parents, a good example was when I was about 18 and a half. I was still living at home. My brother and his wife had come up to visit in Alaska. They invited us all to take a hike. I think it was near the Butte, which is in Palmer, which is where the state fair is. And originally, I had said, yes, I'm going to go. And one of my siblings had said yes. My mother basically, what's the nice way of putting it? She basically intimidated my brother to decide, no, I'm not going. And then tried to intimidate me after I said I was going. And I was already walking out the door. And I was an adult. I didn't need their permission. They made the next week, after I got home from going on a hike with a brother I hadn't seen, he hadn't lived at home since 2000. So I had not lived with him for 12 years. I barely or never spent time alone with him. We had never bonded and really gone anywhere. And it was the only time in my entire childhood where we went somewhere together. And when I got back, my mother basically punished me for weeks. I mean, the atmosphere of the home was off. It was like living with a malignant narcissist. And that's how she is. Every time my siblings got married, my mother would just create such an unhappy environment, it could make you physically sick. And anytime my mother left the house for hours, that feeling vanished. And that's the kind of environment I grew up in. And yeah, I could have spoken up. I could have said no. But when doing so creates an environment that's so toxic, it can give you a migraine that makes you want to throw up or makes your entire body sick. You're not going to stand up for yourself. And it's hard when they control every aspect of your life. And any age made no difference. You could be 23 years of age and they would not let you leave the house. That's the kind of environment I grew up in. And it's so toxic. I didn't even know. My therapist and I have been working for almost 3 years to dive between the layers of just the misery and religious turmoil that Christianity caused to me. And that's why I chose atheism. It was the furthest I could get away from just misery. And yeah, my parents never hurt me physically. One of my parents did hit me once when I was an adult, but they were not physically violent. It was emotional. It was psychological. And in my opinion, it's worse than actually physically hitting your child. And the way my parents treated my siblings was so wrong. And if you want to hear kind of what happened, you can search under the account of mine for my deconstruction story. And I do go through the childhoods of all of my siblings, including myself, my parents, and my grandparents. And it's ironic that how miserable my mother was when she was a child. She said she wanted to do it differently, but she didn't. And I think that's one of the 5 reasons why I will never get married or have kids. I don't ever want to be in a family again. And some of you might say, well, can't